Slim Sadies, Jerky. We have Heidi Negranti. Negranti.
Hi, what's up, North County?
Yes, thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Anytime.
So, Jerky, tell me
Jerky.
about how in the heck do you start a jerky company?
That's a good question. So my brother actually is the one that got me on it. He was opening a brewery, Hog Canyon Brewery, and he was opening tasting rooms. And he took me to lunch one day and was like, I want you to sell your jerky to me because beer and jerky, the jerky makes you drink more beer.
Of course.
So it's salty and makes you drink more beer. And I was like, yeah, I don't think so. Because my grandpa started this recipe in 1955 and he made it for years and years and years. And he eventually passed away. And my mom took over the recipe and she made it for years and years. And she would make it for family, Christmas time presents. My stepdad worked at Diablo Canyon and he would take bags and bags of it to Diablo and sell it. And that would be,
nice.
And she would make
Making some side money.
Yeah, she would make a little extra like Christmas side money
Cool.
or whatever. And she eventually grew tired of making it. It's really hard work. Jerky is hard work. And so I was like, well, I want to learn how to make it. I'll carry on the family recipe, So she taught me how to make it and she bought me my first dehydrator. And I made it for about 8 years when Larry approached me and was like, I want you to make this for my brewery. And I was like, no.
So at that time, what were you making it for? Just for friends and family?
Same thing. Holidays, for my husband's hunting trips.
Okay.
My husband's cousin would put me in a headlock and make me make it for him. Just that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Everyone loved it. Everyone wanted it. But it's hard work. Jerky's not easy. So then at that point, I went home and I was having dinner with my husband and child. And I was like, oh, Larry, he wants me to make jerky for his brewery. Ha ha ha. And because I didn't know what that entailed. I had no idea.
Right.
And my husband was like, well, you should do it. Do it. Everyone wants it. It's good. Like, do it. And so I kind of chewed on it for a while and
figure of speech with jerky.
Yeah. I chewed on it. And finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I did it. And I just dug in and figured out all of the legals and the certifications and the licensing and everything. And for a while I had a commercial kitchen chair in a Tascadero. And so I made it out of the commercial kitchen. And when COVID hit, the guy sold the commercial kitchen. And I was like, well, now what do? I don't have any, because you can't make jerky out of the home.
Right, because you got to make it at a commissary.
You have to, yeah, because
Gotcha.
it's beef. And in California with beef, you cannot do it out of the home.
Okay.
And so I looked and I couldn't find another commercial kitchen. And so that is when I found a co-packer. And so now I'm currently with a co-packer. They take your recipe and they make it for you, which freed me up to do all the marketing. And so thank goodness for COVID,
Right.
Because that forced me into a co-packer situation. Now I'm able to now market and push it. And it's expanded to where I have 2 distributors. I have a broker and I'm in over 200 stores.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. So before Larry approached you, did you have a name?
No.
Was it just kind of like Heidi's
No,
just making jerky?
Actually one thing that kind of kicked my butt into gears. I was like, well, what am I going to call it? Because my grandpa's name was Bob. And so I was like, Bob's Beef Jerky. That's not, it didn't really flow. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, my mom is Sadie. And I remembered back when we were kids and she used to make us call her the real Slim Sadie. And so it just came to me and then I was pumped and motivated.
Wow.
Yeah.
So thank goodness for Larry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so Slim Sadies.
Yeah.
And so where is that you?
No, that's my mom.
That's your mom?
Yeah.
Okay. And so what was your next step? So after he said, let's make some jerky, were you like, okay, well, I have to dig in. I have to get it all, figured out.
So logo was next and licensing. And so I went through LegalZoom and they were great. They hadn't really dealt with a jerky before. So it was a lot of back and forth. with LegalZoom trying to figure out the licensing and everything for California, which was tricky because at that point I was making it myself. So it was a lot harder.
At the house, all that. I mean, it's just kind of a home.
I wasn't
like baking cookies.
Once I became on the market, I wasn't doing it at the home. Before I was. Yeah, you can't do it at the home.
Right.
But, to do it yourself is a lot of licensing and things. So, yeah, so LegalZoom was really helpful. And then the logo, I went to a thing called 99 Designs.
Okay.
You submit. It's a portal for graphic designers for logos. And you put in there, I'm like, oh, my product's called Slim Sadies. I kind of want like a girl holding a piece of jerky.
Really, you can get that detailed, huh?
Right.
Holding a piece of jerky.
And then they submit it, and it's a contest to people all around the world. And whoever wins, whoever you pick, gets the money.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I had probably 50 logos to choose from. And I picked that one, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So that was, well, you said the beginning of COVID, right?
Well, I started this in 2019.
Okay. So we're
it was right
3 years, 3 years into it.
Yes.
So 3 years into it, and you're in 200 stores.
Mm-hmm.
Just
working on more.
Around here or throughout
I'm in 9 states.
Wow. So how did you get those different states and stores?
Brokers.
Okay. So somebody's out there hustling for you too, pushing these.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so when you say jerky, I mean, it's kind of like, comparing, whatever it may be, but I mean, jerky, I mean, so like what makes your jerky different?
The thing that makes mine different is a lot of the jerkies on the market right now are, they're someone else's recipe and they slap a label on it, their label, so it's a lot of the same product out there with just a label slapped on it.
Kind of like Kirkland alcohol.
Yes. Yeah. So mine is actually a recipe from my family from 1955 that my co-packer took and does. So the other thing that's different is I have no added sugar. So a lot of jerkies on the market. Beef is so expensive right now. Always. I shouldn't just say right now, but yeah, beef is so expensive that a lot of jerkies on the market, they add sugar and they add water weight. So you get less beef per ounce. So if you look at my product, it's a 3 ounce package, and it has a ton of jerky in there. If you look at other products and they're 3 ounce, it's like nothing because it's sugar and water weight added. So it's not a sticky, watery jerky.
Huh? So this is the best of the best.
I think so.
Let's try it out.
Oh boy.
Huh? Yeah. Let's try this out.
I don't know.
I like
the worst part of my job.
Why?
It's like,
I mean,
I do know CPR.
Well, hopefully we won't need that. We might need the jaws of life to get into it, though. All right, we got it. All right.
Sure. I haven't had breakfast.
You can't not eat your own product.
Yeah.
Already.
Well, you know what they say. You never get high on your own supply.
Right?
Right?
It smells good. That's the first.
It's real beef.
And I can already feel that it's not, and it tastes.
It's not sticky. It's not watery like most jerkies. They try to save money, these jerky companies, by making it a cheaper product. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to my family's recipe.
Wow, that is good.
Thank you.
I've never had it before. And I would say that this ranks definitely in the top jerkies that I've ever had.
Thank you.
I've had some junk. Everybody's has.
Yeah, a lot of them are junk.
But, well, I give this a 10.
Thank you.
So you are in Hog Canyon.
Yes.
Right? Where else can somebody get this stuff out?
Oh, gosh. Like I said, I'm in a lot of...
Kennedy Club Fitness?
It's in Kennedy. It's in, it's in Krager's, Third Base, Spirit, Savage, Truck Stop, AM/PM, Mobile on Golden Hill, the Country Store on Golden Hill. It's in several wineries, several breweries, which I'm not going to.
So when you go into the breweries,
it's in Wayside.
Okay. So you're in a lot of the places. Most of
the liquor stores.
And do you go out there personally and get that yourself?
I did in the beginning, yeah. Yeah.
So
I
now you
got
have
a lot of the
distributors
accounts
here.
myself. Yeah.
So now they're out there pushing when they go and distribute different products. They're giving a sample pack to the owner or the manager
Yep.
to bring in your jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, jerky is a very popular,
Mm-hmm.
travelers go in there and get some water and some jerky because they're heading wherever they're
Mhm.
heading, because it's not too crazy. It's not going to get all over the place, but it's going to kind
And
of,
it's satisfying. I mean, it
Yeah.
gives you that salty, peppery type of.
it's just enough,
just enough.
So some jerkies you grab and taste and it's like you start coughing,
Gross.
you start kind of choking,
And you're like, is this meat?
right,
Yeah.
and like, well, yeah, there's a lot of those out there. But that there, right there, you can taste the salt, which I love salt.
I love salt.
And the pepper isn't too over the top. And so from what you told me, this is it. You have one jerky and one jerky seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of spearhead that and make that the best that you can make it.
Yes. And it started as a hobby. It started from my brother. So
do you ever have the desire just like to jump back in there and kind of make some more? I mean, do you ever make some?
So I have a broker and I have a strategist, and they are trying to get me into larger retailers, which I've got a couple. But a couple of them are like, we need more sizes and more flavors because that's what everybody does.
Is this the only size you have?
I have one size, one flavor.
Okay.
Yeah, because to do another flavor line, that's going to be like, well, that's not my recipe, so I'm going to have to create a whole new recipe.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm going to have someone create a recipe for me, which that's going to cost me probably about $10,000 to create a new product.
Could you partner with somebody else that already has like maybe their own seasoning line?
Yeah, I could, but you still have to go through the experimental stage. You have to go through the whole like nutritional analysis to get your label. You have to get a new barcode. You have to get a new label. You have to get a new bag.
Big pain in the ass.
Yeah, and more insurance.
Gotcha.
And
so keep it simple.
For me, I'm like, well, this started as a hobby. Let's see where it goes.
So what's the future hold for Slim Sadies? So we're in 200 stores, 9 states. 3 years into it, what does the 5-year mark look like?
Well, I don't know. I'm hoping to be in 1,000 stores by 2023.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And you do have a little bit of the marketing push also, not only with your distributors, you're also out there running into places saying, hey, what about this?
I feel like I'm kind of tapped out for the county. I mean, I could get into some more wineries, maybe some more breweries, but the larger retailers is where I'm trying to get into right now.
What's your biggest location that you have?
Harps. It's a Midwest high-end food grocery chain.
Really?
Yeah. They have about 200 stores, and I'm in half of them.
Awesome. So 1,000 stores by the 5-year mark.
Trying.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not easy.
What's that one place that you just have not been able to break through yet at?
Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the goal, huh?
Yeah.
That's the holy grail?
We're digging at them. Right
Yeah?
now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Like I said, jerky's awesome. Tastes great. Local. The success story is awesome. Starts from, Brother Larry saying, hey, I need some jerky for the brew.
Yeah.
So, and then you step up and say, hey, all right, cool. And that's how things happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just learned the business as I went, and currently still just working on it. It's a lot of applications.
Yeah,
I fill out a lot of applications.
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah.
Cool, Heidi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Nice
appreciate
to
you coming on and bringing us
Anytime.
the gifts and telling us the story about the jerky. So,
thank you.
Like I said, we will be checking in that 5-year mark. So hopefully we're beyond that.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
There you have it, guys. I want to thank Heidi from Slim Sadies for coming on and talking jerky and telling us that story about this amazing stuff. Make sure you guys go into those liquor stores, breweries. You can get it at Hog Canyon and some wineries, but make sure you support that local jerky business. We'll see you next time.